Yeah, we're gonna get into some phones today. What's up, YouTube? Jeff back again here from High on Android, dopetechdaily.com. And today, yes, I've got the iPhone 6s and the 6s Plus. I know everybody's doing an unboxing of these today, so I thought, whatever, I'm going to bring you guys my unboxing, but maybe be able to do something a little bit different. I know you've probably seen comparisons to every Android phone out there individually, but I thought I'd try to give you a size comparison to every single Android flagship out there today in one video. So I'm going to try not to make this too long. I've got everything on the table that I would consider a flagship from Android. I'm going to go ahead and unbox my two iPhones here. Of course, one of them is mine, the 6s Plus in gold. The other in rose gold, 6s for my fiance. See right there, rose gold 6s, the gold 6s Plus. Of course, I've got my old iPhone 6 Plus there in gold. We'll do a quick speed comparison to that. So let's go ahead and get into the box, actually. Let's try to waste no time. Get these open, and let's take a look at them so that we don't make the video too long. The plastic right off of there. As you guys can see, I got the 64 gigabyte in the rose gold. Now, I'm not going to turn hers on just because I want to let her go through and do that. I'll turn mine on and we'll do a speed comparison. But just so you guys can see really quick, the rose gold actually looks really, really nice. I'm not going to lie. There's a possibility that I may end up exchanging mine for a rose gold color. I don't know, but this color is really, really beautiful. As you can see, you got the S there on the back. A lot of people have said it's not too pink, and it also seems the same way to me. In really bright light, you can sort of see it look pink. It looks copper, though, sort of, if you don't put it right on the light. Obviously, you guys know what else we get in an Apple box. We get a charger, and we get some other Apple packaging. So I'm just going to sit that one to the side for now. We're going to use that in a second. Actually, let me leave the top of it off of there. And then let's go ahead and open up the iPhone 6 Plus. And this one shouldn't look too different from the iPhone 6s Plus, rather. This shouldn't look too different from my iPhone 6 Plus from last year, because the iPhone 6 Plus and the iPhone 6s Plus, they both share pretty much the same exact size, and this, of course, is the same gold color that you were able to get last year. So go ahead and open it up, and let's take a look. And indeed, it doesn't really look any different at all, except you've got the S on the back. And as a few other people have pointed out, if you notice right there, there's no longer any FCC logos, anything down there. So you've just got the S logo, and then you've got designed by Apple in California, the usual text, but you don't have the FCC logo like you do on here. Let's see if I can tell the difference in the weight. I've got my plastic. Let me just take my plastic off. I'm leaving hers on there because I want to let her have the experience, obviously, of unboxing it herself. Let me see if I can tell the weight difference in my hand. You can tell. I mean, the iPhone 6s Plus is quite a bit weightier. I wouldn't say it's super noticeable, but if you're holding them, side by side, you definitely can feel the weight on this one. So I wouldn't say it's as noticeable as I thought, but you can definitely tell. Of course, you guys saw the nick I got on my regular 6 Plus, so now, thankfully, that's going to be replaced with one without a nick, so that's great. I'll also be selling this one, so if you guys saw on Twitter, if anyone's interested in buying it, hopefully I'll find a buyer within a day or so. All right, so let me go ahead and get this one booted up. I'm actually going to go ahead and set it up so I can quickly do a speed test with the old iPhone 6 Plus, just to see what's up, see how fast we're getting apps launched. And then I'll come back and we'll do all the size comparisons as well as the speed test. All right, so I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, we're back in here. I went ahead and set up the iPhone 6s Plus. I've got my regular iPhone 6 Plus here, or last year's iPhone 6 Plus. And I thought I would do a quick speed test. Now, I cleared all of the apps on the 6 Plus, so I figured we could try and see what happens. Obviously, I didn't want to take the time to restore all my apps, so I set this up as a new iPhone. Oops, looks like Touch ID. Oh, I didn't set up both fingerprints either. That's another pro tip. Make sure you add both fingerprints you had before. So let's just try testing a few apps, a few Apple apps. I've just got the Apple apps on the new one. So let's try Safari here. 1, 2, 3. And obviously, another pro tip, I need to clear the web pages from in here in order to make sure we're being fair about it. So let's try now. 1, 2, 3. And you can see 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it launches Safari a bit quicker, but I mean not entirely so. Let's try going to a web page like, I don't know, let's try Google. That's an easy web page. And then just test if we've got it open already to a web page, what it's going to look like. So let's go back and 1, 2, 3. I mean, I think the difference is really not that noticeable, to be honest. It does open a bit faster. Let's try the music app. So I've got the music app on both of them right here. Let's give that a go. 1, 2, 3. And in that case, let's try 1, 2, 3. This was the first boot ever for that one, so I just wanted to redo the test. And you can see actually if both of them are already loaded in the memory, the new iPhone 6s Plus does launch a little bit faster. So I mean, that's what we expected, just a small performance increase in terms of loading apps. It's not a huge surprise, obviously. Just thought I'd show you guys that. Obviously, the real numbers are going to come with the benchmarks, etc. And the Geekbench numbers look pretty impressive. There's multiple Geekbench tests out there, scoring in the mid 4,000s. So, I mean, I'll run one later and post it up on my site, but I'm not going to spend time doing that in the video. There's lots of videos that already did that. So, again, they look exactly the same, the two pluses, except for the S, and this one's quite a bit heavier. No other noticeable thing so far, except Touch ID does seem faster when I use it with the right finger. So, to me, Touch ID does seem quite a bit faster than last year, which is nice. That's a welcome improvement because Touch ID was already great. So let me put the old iPhone 6 Plus out of the way. We're going to get into some of these comparisons. We've got to bring in the iPhone 6s in rose gold. Again, let me just show you guys the contrast between the two gold colors. There they are. You can see the rose gold's actually quite nice. I'm really thinking about switching out my gold for rose gold, but we'll see. I like the gold color as well. So let's get into some comparisons. First, let's go with a couple Samsung flagships from earlier this year. People also wanted to see my phone lineup, so this is a pretty good chance. This is not all my phones. These are just what I would call flagship phones. So here's the Galaxy S6 Edge. Galaxy S6 Edge versus your iPhone 6s in rose gold. Of course, the 6s is a little bit taller, bigger screen size. As you can see, the thickness, well, the thickness is about the same. The iPhone 6s is a little bit thicker, obviously because of the edge, but the curved edge part makes it, I don't know, a little sharp in the hand to me. Obviously, the iPhone 6s Plus is much bigger than the S6 Edge. Let's take a look at there's the regular Galaxy S6. Call it the regular one because it's the one without the edge display. I'm not saying your phone is regular if it doesn't have the edge display. Some people took offense to that in one of my videos. You guys can see there, the real comparison again is with the rose gold 6S, and you can see pretty similar in terms of the height, obviously, because the Edge, S6 Edge, and the regular S6, pretty similar. All right, so let's put those out of the way. We're going to have a lot of phones on the table here, so we might run out of room, but whatever. Let's keep giving it a shot. Let's see what else we got. Let's go with the LG G4. So here's the LG G4. I put a ceramic back on my G4, so if you guys saw the leather in my unboxing video, that's why it's not on there. So here's the G4 next to the regular iPhone 6s, 4.7-inch model, 5.5-inch screen on the G4. Obviously, it's quite a bit bigger, quite a bit taller. It's also quite a bit thicker. You can see it swallows, as I like to say, swallows up the iPhone 6s whole. The more interesting comparison in this case, of course, the iPhone 6s Plus has a 5.5-inch screen, but you can see it's much taller than the G4, even though they're about the same width. You can see that, about the same width, but the iPhone 6s Plus quite a bit taller. So the G4 is known for being a really manageable 5.5-inch phone. Put that out of the way. The next phone, let's get into the big boy right here. We got the Nexus 6. This phone right here is ginormous. So you can see Next to the 6S Plus, it's really about the same height though. So if you see here, you've got about the same height. And of course, the Nexus 6 is a bit thicker. And see the backs vary. And the Nexus 6 is also wider. So this is a 6-inch phone, so of course we expect that. There's really no reason to compare this to the 6S, but I'll do it anyway, I guess. But just for the sake of completeness. But you can see obviously much taller, much wider, covers up this whole phone. It's just giant in comparison. All right, that's the Nexus 6. Put that out of the way. Let's see what else I got here. I got the ZTE Axon Pro. We have the ZTE Axon Pro here. So this is ZTE's Android flagship for the US. I did a review of this recently. It's a really good phone, actually. You can see here it's a little bit shorter than the 6S Plus. Same screen size. A bit thicker. And you can see the back materials there. If you compare it to the 6S, obviously, you know, this thing's going to be taller and bigger. I'm just trying to give the reasonable comparisons for each phone. Some of these are better to compare to the 6S, and some are better for the 6S Plus. All right, so let's put the Axon Pro out of the way. Let's move that out of the way. The OnePlus 2. So you guys are still waiting on my review for this. It's a 5.5-inch phone, so let's compare it to the 6S Plus. You've got pretty similar heights. 6S Plus is a little bit taller, and the 6S Plus is quite a bit thinner than the OnePlus 2. And you can see the thickness. I don't know, the 6S Plus is quite a bit thinner, I guess. And again, not really interesting comparison, but you can see here the comparison with the regular iPhone 6S. All right, so that's the OnePlus 2. We set that one out of the way. We're running out of space to put phones here. Let's go with some other smaller. I don't have a lot of smaller phones, but here's the HTC One M9. This one's better to compare to the 6S. See here. It is taller, of course. It does have a little bit bigger screen. It's also a bit thicker. They have a similar build. A lot of people have commented on this. Apple actually originally used HTC's antenna design, so Apple fans don't get too angry, but that is a fact. And you can see the nice comparison. They have very quality builds, both of these. Obviously, the 6S Plus is quite a bit taller. It's also thinner, just like the 6S, and it's going to be wider than the HTC One M9. All right, so we're making our way through all of these. Got a lot of phones here. What else we got? We've got another one that a lot of people are going to want to see. Let's compare the color of this one as well. The gold. I've done some comparisons of these before. This is the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. See there, the gold is much more reflective. It's a shinier gold, but in terms of the height, these two phones are pretty equal in height. They also have a pretty similar width because of the Edge screen in terms of their thickness and also in terms of their width. These phones are pretty comparable in size. I guess the iPhone 6S Plus is a little bit wider, but that's about it. I mean, they're pretty comparable. Obviously, this phone is going to be much bigger than the regular iPhone 6S, the 4.7-inch version. It's a much bigger phone. The gold color, as you can see here, if you compare these, this one does look a bit pinker in comparison to the S6 Edge Plus gold, I guess, because it's so shiny. But when you compare it next to the gold on the iPhone 6S or 6S Plus, it doesn't really look that pink to me. All right, let's throw the Edge Plus out of the way. Next, we've got the Moto X Pure. So you guys saw me do the review of this. And another gold color we can compare. Now again, the gold on here is much more muted. Looks a little more closer to silver than the one on the iPhone 6S. Looks much more true to gold. This is definitely a more muted champagne tone. And if we compare them, the Moto X Pure has a 5.7-inch screen, but it's actually not as tall as the 6S Plus. It's also not quite as wide as the 6S Plus either, actually. But it is quite a bit thicker because of the curved back on the Moto X Pure. Now, obviously, again, this phone not in the same size class as the 6S, but you can see the contrast in the different gold colors there. And last but not least, another one a lot of people are going to want to see We've got the Galaxy Note 5 here versus the iPhone 6s Plus. We've got pretty similar height, the 6s Plus a little taller. We've got pretty similar thickness actually. And then the width, let's take a look. Also pretty similar, the iPhone 6s Plus a little bit, just a little bit wider, not too much wider. All right, so that is a complete comparison of the 6s Plus and 6s against all the Android flagships pretty much from this year, all the ones I currently own. I have some other phones, of course, but they're more budget phones that no one really interested. You know, no one's facing a decision of this iPhone versus a budget Android phone, probably because they're in different price brackets. If you want to see other comparisons, let me know. Of course, I have the Huawei P8 Lite, the Alcatel Idol 3. I've got the Moto G 3rd Gen, some other phones. But I mainly wanted to do those comparisons. The last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to do a case fit test. I have some cases here for my iPhone 6 Plus from last year for various manufacturers. I want to see if they fit. A lot of people have said the new ones should fit in the old cases. I don't have cases right now for this one. They're coming in. I'll review them before I give them to my fiance. But let's just check the case fit test and make sure it works. And this is the Veris Stem to Slide case. Solid case. We've got a card slot in the back. This is the one for the 6 Plus. Fits the 6s Plus perfectly. So that works. Let me take this off behind the camera here. It's a little easier to do. All right, let's put that one to the side. We've got the Apple official leather case in blue from last year for the iPhone 6 Plus. Let's put the 6s Plus right in there and see how it fits. Let's see. Oof. Yeah, that one not so good actually. You can see right there, corners bent a little bit. I think it might be a little too slim, this case, because the phone has a little added thickness, as you guys know. I think the Apple leather case, you might have to buy the new one. Of course, Apple did a good job of making it buy a new accessory. So it looks like I'm going to have to buy a new Apple case if I want it to fit perfectly. That doesn't appear to work so nicely. And then I've got the UAG case here. Got the black, the Scout colorway. I've got more UAG cases on the way for sure. Go ahead and pop it in. Perfect fit right there on the UAG case. So UAG and Veris, both of them are good to go. That's the story. Looks like the Apple one. If you have the leather from last year, you're going to need to shell another $50, $60, whatever it is. I'll get one and probably do a review on it. All right, guys, I got a lot more cases coming up for the iPhone 6s Plus and the 6s, of course, since it's iPhone season. Hope you guys enjoyed my comparisons to all the Android flagships and the quick speed test. If you guys have any other questions, be sure to hit me up in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. If there's any cases or accessories you want to see for the iPhone, leave me an Amazon link below, and I'll definitely check them out. I'll drop an Amazon link to the cases that I just put on that actually fit if you guys want to grab these for your new iPhone. I appreciate you guys checking it out. You can follow me on Twitter and Google Plus in the description. Definitely head up news.highonandroid.com for great Android news if you're interested in that, and Dope Tech Daily for general tech news and more great giveaways. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.